Come on, it's classic.
All right, welcome back for part 2 of our discussion on Rogue One. We just watched it, and we'll get right into that. Welcome to Spectrum City.
Accessing reviews, news, and commentary. Welcome to Spectrum City.
So now we're going to talk about things that maybe we didn't like so much.
Why don't we
about
start with Mr. Lab this
the
time?
movie?
Yeah.
Start with
Was
me?
there anything
Yeah.
that...
Yeah, anything you didn't like?
Oh wow, I don't know. I'm on the spot now.
This is the spot to be.
Okay, well there was we mentioned it I think a little bit in the last episode. There was this part where it felt like it was referencing the most recent war in Iraq. I don't know.
I didn't get that at all.
They didn't have to reach far for that.
No, I just mean like.
I don't think it was,
I'm blanking on the words here.
I
Sorry.
feel like it wasn't referencing.
Not really referencing, but like it
You
was
felt it was making it
stylistically,
too-
it was different than the rest of the movie. It was like you had people like I don't know, it just more Middle Eastern look, kind of a desert scene.
You know what it reminded
like
me of?
shoot ups with
Tatooine.
tanks and stuff.
Nimbus 3.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Mr. Lab.
And it felt different than the rest of the movie. And it's
If anybody got that.
If anyone got that.
If anyone got that, let me
Alright,
know
go.
because I
I
didn't
don't know.
get that.
Someone else do a criticism.
All right,
That's what I got.
what about you, Papa Bakari?
Too real world for you is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I liked the scene, but it was
yeah.
like out of place
It was
for
a
the rest of the
little
movie.
And you're talking about the
Yeah.
Jeddah sequence.
Yeah.
The what?
Jeddah.
Was
Yeah.
that?
That's where
That was
all that
Where
happened.
we got the people
Jeddah.
on the turf.
I thought it was Jeddah.
attacking the tank.
Jeddah.
Yeah, it was a cool scene.
It was
like,
a
the whole
cool scene.
sequence, but it
Little
was
too-
different than the
Are
rest
they
of the
trying
movie
to
to me.
say something here?
A little
Yeah.
too political, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
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 I didn't pick up on any of that personally. I just thought they're people who live in the desert. It makes sense that they would wear that kind of.
Yep.
There's
Get up.
yeah,
that.
but it certainly did remind me of.
It's-
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Which
All right, what about you,
It,
Papa
it just
Bakari?
looked like Tatooine denizens to me.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Criticism. Well, you know what? This isn't so much as criticism because I don't know how I would have done it differently. But even though I loved CG Tarkin and Leia,
Leia.
We already
Spoilers.
said spoilers. We already
Yeah,
said
We
spoilers.
said spoilers for the first one, not this one.
You can put a
It's
little-
on the
little
title.
thing.
It's on
Spoilers.
the title.
all right, yeah. I don't know how else I would have done it, but I wasn't like I don't know. I kind of
That
at
technology
first,
still isn't.
it wasn't
giving it to
totally
you.
that there was still a difference you could tell, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
It looked
It was really good,
Technology's come a
though.
long
know.
way.
It's the best it's been so far.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to Tron when they had
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges. I mean,
Yeah.
It looked good.
It was looked good, and it worked because it was Clue. He was a computer
Yeah.
character. But in this case, they really had to get the photorealism right, and I think they did a
They
pretty
did-
good
they-
job.
Oh no, I can't even say like how they could have done it better. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I wasn't sure
You
about
just
that.
have cut
But I mean,
think they did it better
but
than
it would have been impossible to do the movie correctly without Tarkin.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you said. We thought maybe we were just going to get a reflection of him
Yeah.
in glass or
Yeah.
something.
We weren't
you
sure
know, like,
And that was cool because
Even
I
if
feel
they had
like
done that, I
they
would've been
knew.
happy.
I feel like the filmmakers knew that
Yeah.
we were going to
Well,
think
Well,
that.
now we're
yeah.
going into things that were.
I know.
positive.
I'm sorry. It's just so much fun.
That's the thing.
All right. Well, I have a couple things.
That was bad.
it did
kinda
drag a
turned
little bit
into-
in the middle
Oh,
leading up
okay.
to the third act.
Yeah.
I have a couple things.
Like,
I actually did not care for Leia's line at the end of the movie.
Oh.
I thought it was a little too on the nose, a little silly. I didn't like it that much. I would have been fine if she just like, I don't know, smiled and took it, you know. And then I loved how they put the elements from A New Hope and got some of the actual starfighters that were in the rebellion in there. But I was telling Ethan earlier when we just came out that I didn't like when I forget the guy's name, but I know the character where he's like, "This is Gold Leader. We're starting our attack run." He says that in A New Hope, but he says, and then they like cut it and then on the shield, you know, on the shield opening. I thought I liked all the other parts, but that one kind of bothered me. I thought
but
it
that
was
was just-
too exact from A New
That
Hope.
was a little, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was footage lifted straight.
Yeah,
from
I know.
And
But
that
at least the
choice. It worked though.
at least the other ones though, I felt like
But if
mixed
you-
in
yeah.
better than that one
If you've
did.
seen it a million times like we have, it's like, okay, there's a difference between, what you're saying is there's a difference between lifting footage from a different movie and
Yeah,
putting
it's
along.
like in
Yeah.
Disneyland when
Yeah.
they had Rod Serling, and then you can tell when they cut from
Yeah.
Rod Serling to a voice
Yeah.
impersonator.
Especially like me when I've seen that episode a
Yeah.
hundred times.
Well, and
I
then
know
it's just,
exactly.
but I liked all the other pieces. That was the only one that was just a tiny bit jarring for me. All the other ones they did were seamless
Well, and
to
it's
me.
like when because it's like they had Tarkin say you may fire when ready, but
That
it
was
was
great.
But it was it was obviously
different.
I had to
I know.
did they lift that? No, they didn't.
No,
Had
they
it
didn't.
recording.
But it was cool.
Yeah.
Can I go
All
back
right.
on one thing really quick
What's
too?
that?
It just came back to me. The relationship between Jin and
Well, I was just talking about that. Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker.
Oh.
Oh, Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera.
It was overall it was fine, but I just felt like there something
There needed
was
to be
like when they
something
got
else there.
yeah, there was just just
Well,
a
it's
tiny
kinda
bit
like-
short. Came up just a tiny.
He's just this adopted father, basically, and he just
I
left.
felt like
Yeah.
they maybe could have done more. I don't know. I don't know. There's something felt.
That's
a lot
something
of
that kind of I think happened through a lot of the movie. Even though it all worked, I think overall, and I really enjoyed it. There was like a little bit of a longing a lot of times, like okay, I really like this character, and then again, spoilers, basically everyone dies. So it's like okay, that character I really like him, I want to see more. Dies. That relationship,
But-
that's really
yeah.
interesting. I want to see more like what's going to happen between them. Oh, dead. Guess we're not going to see any more of that.
But the way they we'll go into
But
that.
it moved the story.
Well, David, what did you think? What was some of your criticism?
Oh, that was mine. That was it.
It's your turn.
Yeah, so what
That
are
was
yours?
It's my
moments.
turn.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Now I have to think of a criticism.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so little to criticize.
Yeah.
And like we said before, the middle it seemed to got, a little bit slow. I think we all agree on that.
Well, but not. We say that, but at that
Just a
point we're-
smidge, though.
We're kind of just nitpicking, and you gotta wonder that if that's when they went back to do reshoots.
And you're talking about the part
Yeah.
where
Make that
with Forrest Whitaker's
No.
character, right?
No,
Where the,
well,
like,
no,
in his
that-
kind of
Well,
face. Or,
no, I'm talking about like in between that and then the third act, the whole second act. I think
Yeah.
is just a little bit slow. But
the payoff.
as much as I like Darth Vader, I think they really captured him in his second appearance. In the first appearance, where he's talking to Krennic, Orson Krennic, I felt it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like the armor was a little bit different. I know these are extremely small, nitpicky things.
That only we would
You
notice.
can kind of tell that it's not David Prowse
How
in the costume. The movement's just a little bit different. Maybe even not everyone's built the same. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
Something
the
about
guy,
the way the helmet was sitting on him to me.
the way the helmet was, it seemed a little bit more.
Right, the neck. I was.
Yeah.
something
It seemed a little bit more rounded. The lenses, even though they were red in A New Hope, seemed more red
They did
in this
I
movie.
noticed that.
But do you even hear the words coming out of your mouth? That's like such a tiny.
I know. That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
It was
That's,
great.
I'm looking for things to criticize,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm having to.
But
talk
then
about.
that's-
But then he comes in at the end, and he's very calculated, and I was glad they
that's-
didn't.
We've never seen.
Yeah, I'm glad
Vader
we-
do that.
I'm glad we didn't see him like doing somersaults and flips because that's not Darth Vader.
No.
He's very calculated, only minimalistic movements.
Yeah,
from
that's
him.
true. Yeah.
So it's turned. Look, it's gone and turned into a positive.
And yeah.
Done it again.
What about you, AJ?
Can't say anything bad.
Like I was saying, I already kind of said mine is that I think, we're kind of, suffering a little bit from, maybe the leads, they're fine leads, but everything else around them is so spectacular that just simply being okay, it's kind of like, they pale in comparison.
It would have been cool if there was a tiny bit. I mean, I guess there was. Never mind. It's a
A little
positive.
bit of romance.
Positive. Oh, and I just love seeing X-wing starfighters again.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just switch back to talking about things that we like.
X-wing
Oh, yeah.
starfighter.
Y-wings and
And the Y-wings. Yeah, it was great to see the Y-wings.
Did you see Y-Wing?
And what do you guys think of the new ship, the U-wing?
I thought it fit right in.
I could take it or leave it. It didn't blow my mind,
Yeah.
but I liked it.
Because we,
I was bummed that we didn't get to see the rat dude shooting out of the U-wing that we saw
Yeah,
in
there
the
was
trailer.
a couple of things in the trailer. Like, remember the poster with the stormtroopers walking through the water? That
Yeah.
wasn't in the movie.
I was waiting
Yeah.
for that shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it would have
felt
been
like
cool.
there was a segment in the trailer with Vader and Krennic that didn't make
Yeah.
it into the movie.
Maybe.
Where he like came up out of the
Maybe we'll
smoke.
get an extended.
That one.
No. He came out of
Yeah.
the smoke in the
That
movie.
only happens with bad
But there was
movies.
like some where it's like over Vader's shoulder and he's talking.
And you know, I actually, I know that we actually don't
Maybe it
want
was- I
to,
don't know.
but I actually was just finding myself, man, I just want to hang out with Vader and figure out what is he doing. He's in the back to tank. Is he all trying to heal himself and stuff? Like,
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
is
Do
he
we
trying to
know-
get out of the
did
suit?
Did they hire Hayden Christensen to play the hunk, the hunk of meat that was in the back to tank?
He wasn't on the credit list unless
Yeah.
he.
yeah, he wasn't. There were
probably-
two guys
It
under
was
Vader,
probably
and it wasn't.
just not even
Or
a
a
person.
puppet.
Yeah,
Or
it was
Arnold.
just,
Yeah. But
I
and
would
who?
have liked to have seen Hayden Christensen. I know that we're probably gonna differ on this part, but for me, he is still Vader. He's Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, I would have been fine
And
seeing
I
him.
would have loved to see him.
See
Yeah.
the back of his head.
I would have been
have
fine
more-
seeing
get a
him.
role at least.
Back in
But
I
I
would
just,
have maybe seen his eyes, though. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Those
I gotta
familiar
say
eyes.
too, I love seeing Jimmy Smith.
yeah, me
Oh,
too.
yeah,
it was
Bail
great.
Like a
Organa was
perfect
back.
Bail
tie-in.
And we
Organa.
mentioned this before too. Like when
And you know that-
when he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to Alderaan,"
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
There's
No,
so
but-
much to live
And you
for.
know that's the same Mon Mothma who was in Episode 3
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, she was.
"Oh yeah,
That
well her
wasn't in
scenes were
episode 3.
her scenes were cut out of episode 3." But I just thought it was cool that they went back and they got the actress who portrayed her in
Yeah.
those deleted scenes. And
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have got some.
Now, why
That's-
do you think that they did some of the characters CG, but they recast some of the characters? Why do you think that was?
Who did they
Carrie
recast?
Fisher
They
was
they
back.
recast Mon Mothma.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the one from Return of the Jedi. They didn't do a CG version of her. And
Well, because they had a ready-made.
Dodonna, he was recast.
Yeah, I wonder why. That one I was wondering. Why was Admiral Dodonna recast? Because he didn't. The guy didn't
mean-
really look like him.
Yeah, I mean, but that's nitpicky stuff. Overall, I think we
I
like.
thought we were going to see Biggs there.
I thought
we were
I
gonna
did see
Kyle
Biggs.
Katarn, like a little.
I know,
cameo.
Yeah.
but we
Like,
didn't see
he's
Biggs
he's
because there was
part
a
of the
guy.
Rebel crew.
No, but are you sure we didn't see Biggs? Because there was a guy who had a mustache that looked
know,
exactly
they
like
looked the
Biggs.
part.
No, I mean, isn't at this point Biggs is still waiting to
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You know
yeah.
what,
because
That
he
was a-
talks to Luke in A New Hope and he hasn't joined the rebellion.
Oh,
That
okay.
was another thing too. Like kudos.
That
to
they
them.
did that in Rebels.
The
I think,
detail,
too.
even their
With Red.
mustaches are like 70s.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I loved Blue Leader. Too bad he
yeah.
died. He died. Sorry.
Well, it's time to end it. So,
Yep.
all right.
It's
Yeah.
been a
Overall,
pleasure.
positive reaction. Any scores? I would say 8.5. B.
9.
I'll give mine the next. What are we doing next?
I'd give it a solid 9.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
one.